G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be installing LMDE 3 Linux Mint Debian Edition, number 3, codename Cindy. So we shall start the install. English Australian, Australia Perth, English Australian. Up here you can put your picture or any picture. I'll go with the lightning for now. Looks good. Matching passwords, and the host name, we'll call it desktop LMDE. I like to do that so I can recognize which computer that the distro may be on. Okay, what do we got here? We've got FAT32 Mac OS. That's interesting. That was the Aurora install. So I don't know what that was all about. So that one there is cancel that. That's the that's the UEFI. So boot EFI and format as FAT32. Let's see. I think we will make this. I'll give it exFAT. Should be fine. I'm pretty sure exFAT. Never seen anything not have FAT32. I think exFAT's the same, I'm pretty sure. So we've got a swap there. I might leave that as is. This one here is root ext4. Oh, it must be, oh, it's VFAT, is it? Okay. Oh, well, at least it tells me anyway. So we'll go for VFAT. Thought it was exFAT. That's fine. Got the swap there for gig. 117 gig there for root, and it's forward on. SDA should be fine. Install. So off we go. Okay, so installation is complete, and that didn't take long at all. It has taken longer on my other computer, but I'm not running it on that because I'll lose my grub screen. No, I don't want to restart yet. I need to save this video, and I'll be back in the desktop once I reboot. And we are back into the desktop. We've rebooted the install and into a fresh desktop of LMDE3, codename Cindy, and we are greeted with the welcome screen, which looks very familiar and very much the same as the Ubuntu-based Linux Mint. And this is the Cinnamon desktop. So we've got some install, some updates pending, although we've got the snapshots there. Let's go to first steps. I don't normally use snapshots. So what I'm going to do is, let's have a look at this here. Update manager. Okay. Edit that and go to preferences and show warning, turn that off. So show warning if system snapshots are not set up, so I don't want that. And then we can switch to a local mirror. So let's do that first before we do anything. Now the Internode is probably the most reliable one for me. So we'll apply that, and this one here Now I was doing this on my laptop the other night, and this is before I reboot, because after I reboot I don't get a grub menu, it just blows it away completely. But none of these, they come up on this desktop, but none of them show up at all. They're unreachable. It comes up with unreachable or something. So I don't know what the difference between the laptop and the desktop is, because at the same time they were both running and one just couldn't reach anything. So IINet's my provider, so I'll go with that one. It's on top of the list, so let's click OK. Debian mirrors seem to be very slow, especially when you choose the fastest mirrors. They just seem to be very slow to update. Don't know why that is. Okay, so that was a bit long and drawn out, that one. Don't know why that is. So your system is up to date. Okay. Alright, so we've got snapshots. I won't go through the snapshots. I don't want to start that up at all. But I have got a video on Linux Mint 19 Cinnamon, which has got the snapshots in there. You can have a look at that video if you want to see snapshots working, but there's also, I think on that video, some links to Joe Collins, who knows quite a fair bit about the way the snapshots work. And that program is, if we have a look for search for snapshots, I can't remember what the name of the program is now. So second in the list is multimedia codecs. So that'll give us everything we need for multimedia support. The Mint Meta codecs. So I'd be interested to see what it installs there, because on a straight Debian there's a few that you install, so I'm not sure whether it installs the same or more. So there's quite a few packages there, isn't there? GStreamer, that's one of them, and probably some of these other ones are probably dependencies. Leap DVD CSS2, yep. GStreamer plugins bad. VLC stuff, yep. Right, so that's the multimedia codecs installed. You've got the update manager, which is, we've seen already. So we have an update pending, Mint update. So, and then you have your system settings and software manager. So system settings will be here, system settings, or you'll probably find it in probably either administration or time shift. That's the name of the time shift is the name of the system snapshots. That's the one. So you've got preferences, system settings, and you've got your software manager, which would be in probably administration software manager. So that's where these two links go to. So let's have a look at our updates and install those. And I'm sure after this update there'll be a few more updates coming down. And there we go. So Firefox web browser's up at 60. Now I just want to have a quick look at the Office, LibreOffice. Oh, they got 5. Okay. So they are slightly behind on application versions. Firefox is up to date though. I don't know if there's a LibreOffice in here though. No, there's not. Now I'd be interested to see what the repositories have there, whether there is you've got a sources.list there, that's empty. So I think there's another one, official package repositories there, multimedia, there it is there. So you don't have any backports. So I'm just wondering whether you can add backports to that to update LibreOffice, I'm not sure. I get confused with all these repos that you can use for Debian. There's a few repos you can add in. Multimedia is one of them that's already included with the Linux Mint Debian Edition anyway, but you can sometimes get, I think, a backport to add, and that can give you access to updated packages. Now whether it does everything or not, I don't know. I'm not overly familiar with all those things. I mess about with it, but I'm never really successful in achieving what I set out to achieve when it comes to Debian repositories. So I find them quite confusing at times. Done a bit of reading on it. I want to do a straight Debian install and possibly put in some backports and things like that. Now obviously you can use snaps and flatpaks, but I only like to use those when it's necessary and I cannot get updated packages. So now we are up to date, and there was definitely no I definitely didn't see LibreOffice in that update, so that'll probably still be the same. Yep, it's on 5. So whether there's an update coming through in the near future for that, I'm not sure of. So I'm interested to see what's in here. So accessories, we have image viewer, text editor, USB image writer and formatter, virtual keyboard. Okay, graphics. So I'll just leave it there. You can have a quick look for yourself. Comes with GIMP, and obviously that would be an older GIMP 2.8. Yep. And that's got the split screens as well. So that was graphics, internet. Firefox was up to 60.2, I noticed on the updates. So there's your LibreOffice there. And was there any Office programs in there? No. Sound and video. Onboard keyboard. Your admin stuff. There's time shift. Preferences. Preferences are normally very much the same across the board on a Cinnamon build anyway, regardless, very much. And you've got places there as well. So what I'm interested to see is the software manager. See what they have going on in here. Gparted. So Gparted obviously is not in here. No, it's not. Dropbox they have, and Spotify. So see, in a straight Debian build you need to add the repositories for Dropbox and Spotify, and you've got Flatpak support here. So anything under there will be a Flatpak. That's very handy. So that's sticking with the same philosophy as the Ubuntu base. So they've put that all in the Debian-based distro, which is good. So they're sticking to the same philosophy of using Flatpaks. You probably can install snaps, but Flatpaks is what they like to go with in Linux Mint. So there is quite a few there. Not sure if there's any I would want to use. Maybe GIMP I would install as a Flatpak. So I'm assuming that we're only searching under here, I think. What's that one there? GIMP is a FlatHub yet, and that's 2.10. So that would be handy to install that one. And I'd probably, if I did that, I would uninstall. I would probably uninstall the GIMP that's in there. It's no good keeping both of them in there. Although they won't conflict anyway. So LibreOffice has LibreOffice 6.1 as a FlatHub as well. Now I don't know how the FlatHub or the Flatpak works. Is that just one icon to so when you install LibreOffice Flatpak, when you come to Office, is it just the one icon that starts up LibreOffice and you have to select these from the main LibreOffice like this? Or does it give you the optional menus like this as well? I'm not sure. I may have to install it to find out. And not now anyway, but... So very much that's what you have in Linux Mint Debian Edition or Debian Edition. Now, just to show you what I mean, the difference with the standard Debian. Now there's a place called DebGen, I think it's called. It's a sources list generator for Debian. Now what you do here is you select what you're on, which if you're running straight Debian, you're more than likely on Stretch. And then you choose what you want to add into your build. So you've got Dropbox there, Google Chrome, and this is what I'm going to be trying to use. And there's Spotify, Steam, now I want to try and use this in, click the generate button, and then it gives you the repositories to put in. Now you got the official Debian repositories and the unofficial repos, which will support everything that we ticked, and it'll put them in the repos, and then you have to go searching for them in Synaptic. And then once you add these and update, then you can add your keys. Now I've quite often find that some of these keys don't work. Not sure why. Not sure whether it's not generating them correctly, but you have to install this stuff here first before doing anything. So before you start install these packages first. Okay, attention. So and the other one that we have is one called let's go home. It's called AMP. I think it's AMP Up Your Debian Media, I think it is. Let's see if I can find that one. Yep, that'll be the one, I think. This one here. So you've got the multimedia repo here, and then you do an update and then you add the keyring. Well, that doesn't work, that one. I know that for a fact. But if you come over to the sources.list and we go back and we select the Debian multimedia here, it'll give you the repo and the keyring with it, and that works. So some things work and some don't. I had a problem with wine. The keyring wouldn't add for wine here. So I don't know why, and I think VirtualBox was another one I had issues with. So whether they're in the applications themselves on their website are in the middle of changing or something, I don't know. That could be a possibility. So that's that. So one thing I want to do is go back home and let's have a look. Okay, so this is Charlie Henson's home page. So I was just looking for a picture, and I'm going to download this one, and we're going to do a bit of tweaking to this Cinnamon desktop a bit. Let's download that one. Okay, and let's go to System Settings, Themes. For this one here, if you want to add, we need to go to Add Remove and update the cache, and that'll do that. Now there's an Ubuntu one, I think it's the Glass one. Let's have it to the Glass Ubuntu Classic. Let's try this one. Click the down arrow to install. And then we can go back to themes and click on here and click that one there. And that's that one there. I'm not sure what the difference is between that one and this one, so I'm going to download that one as well. Classic. Don't think there's a huge amount of difference between the both. Not much at all, I think. And if we click configure and go to this one here, let's add a couple of spaces to that. It seems to be very close to the icon, and that's done. And there we have a bit of a tweak to our Linux Mint Debian. That looks quite good. I like that picture from Charlie Henson. It's a little bit different, a bit colourful, and I think this Ubuntu Glass one with the orangey colours matches very well with the background. So, and if I wanted to go a little bit further, we could probably install some icons. I do like Papirus. If we went to GNOME Look, and on the right hand side here there's normally most popular visited, I think, 3 months ranking, and you got the Papirus one there. And if we did a search for Windows, if we wanted to go a little bit further, so Windows 10 Transformation Pack, I think that's the master, the dark master. So let's download that, save that. Now, I don't know if we have any, oh yeah, we've got themes and wallpaper already, that's alright. Cut that Papirus into the icons. Extract here. Now there's probably some underneath, some subfolders there, I would say. I'm going to sudo apt install dconf editor. Must be quite a few icons in that set, I would say. It's taken a while. I don't know if that's a Debian thing, whether Debian takes a while to extract, I'm not sure. Don't recall it taking that long in any other distro, to be honest. Let's cut those out of there and move them into here. Go back to downloads. Windows 10 master, okay. We go to dconf. Now I've got to remember whether it is org cinnamon. It's org cinnamon desktop window manager preferences and theme. That's the one. Turn that off and we go to themes. Go to rename, copy that. Paste that. Give it a tick. And there we go. And we go back into, close that now, back into settings, have a look at our icons and see what's going. Papirus. Now this one here normally has that little brown yellowish folder, but I've noticed in Cinnamon that's not coming up, it's actually a blue one. So I don't know why that is, because in a lot of other distros it honours the other one, which is, if we have a look here, this folder here is normally that one. So I don't know whether they've changed the folder or what's going on there, so maybe they've changed it. Maybe it's been updated or something, I'm not sure. So that's my Linux Mint Debian Edition, and running. It's running well anyway. It's nice and snappy and fast, that's for sure. So there's no problems there. So let's just update the cache on this. So next I want to have a look at what we can do to update packages. Now I don't know if there's anyone out there that knows how to do that. That would be handy to know. Because it'd be good to install the proper packages for LibreOffice, because I think it integrates better with the system instead of a flat pack. I'm not really overly sure about that, but I'm pretty sure that would work better if we can just get the packages straight out. So I don't know whether you can switch to, I think, Debian SID, update the package and switch back. That's a possibility that you can do that. I'm not sure whether you can do that. I have to have a look at the repo for that as well and find out which is the repo for that. And I would have to assume that if you're going to do that, you would be leaving this one alone, because that's seems to be all the Linux Mint stuff. You would more than likely be tackling this one here. So you could probably put your sources, your other repos in here. You could probably change them, update them, install your package, and then comment out the SID repo or the backports or whatever it is. I think the backports are safe to use, but you probably can do SID. There is probably ways of doing it. So if anyone knows how to do that, be interested to know, especially in the Linux Mint Debian Edition. Then again, the comments might be just leave it alone. So, yep. And if there is, then that's probably fair enough too. So that is Linux Mint Debian Edition 3, codename Cindy, install, look around, and theme. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.